unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Boxingego unpack. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. That boy Bud claps back at Oscar de la Hoya. I do believe he makes a strong case. Feign him. Feign him. Let's talk about it. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, subscribe to my channel, Best in the Business here. Terence Crawford and Oscar de la Hoya have a difference of opinions. Let me try to take it back from the top. What's it say? In sync, back together. I think that's so dope. Oh, hold on. I went back too far. He talking about in sync. Bye. So Ryan Garcia says, today is a really important day for boxing. HBO and Showtime Boxing defined our sport for a generation, and now they are both out. All of us boxers need to make this our collective fight. We got to be thinking about marketing, new audience, investors, global, all of it. Boxing is still the greatest sport in the world. We just got to reimagine it. You have Terence Crawford, who responded to Ryan Garcia, and he says, I couldn't agree more, Ryan Garcia. The system we have isn't going to fix this. We got to think different. Look at every other sports is building empires by doing it right. Us fighters need to come together. We can fight in the ring, but work together for our sport and our families. Oscar de la Hoya says, I salute Showtime for their near 40-year commitment to the sport that I love. I am hopeful that we promoters can use this unfortunate situation to put our differences aside and start working together more often to help make more of the biggest fights or the bigger fights that grow our sport. Terence Crawford said, respectfully, Oscar de la Hoya, if the boxers aren't at the table, it isn't going to work. And De La Hoya seen that and says, respectfully, Terence Crawford, I disagree. Fighters should hire smart, competent representation that will look out for their best interests of their client, and fighters should worry about the small window of opportunity they have to fight as many times as they can in their short careers. Terence Crawford seen this and he responded, this is exactly the point. I say we need boxers at the table, and Oscar de la Hoya says, sit down and shut up. You really think we better if y'all keep running things? You don't get it. We need to do things different like other sports. We have the power and y'all can't keep us from using it. Now, all this like we are the people and stuff, it sounds good, but you know, I guess I understand both sides. But at the end of the day, I mean, you're not going to change boxing, or let me just say it like this. It's not going to be easy to change boxing and how it's been ran for several years. There's so many different elements at play that it like the boxers aren't the ones with the money. You see what I'm saying? The boxers aren't the guys that have the connections to the venues and stuff like that. So although I hear what Terence Crawford is saying, I don't know that that's readily the solution. Here's the other thing is you had boxers that they come from the ghettos. They come from impoverished regions. They come from the slums. Then you got boxers that come from gangs and was street fighting. You got incarcerated boxers. To box, you just have to be able to fight. There's been a lot of fighters who have been like incarcerated or, you know, arrested and these types of things, but they can fight, right? Ika Beabuchi and others come to mind. Bernard Hopkins was incarcerated, etc. So here's the thing is, it sounds good on paper, oh, have the fighters on the table, but you have to understand the ability to fight is not also necessarily the ability to run a business. Because, I mean, think of it like this. How many times have you seen a boxer who can fight and they have a great ability to do such? They can hurt guys, they got power, But when it comes to marketing themselves, they're not really good at that, right? There are certain people that stand out like Floyd Mayweather, Adrian Broner, and they know how to market themselves, Conor McGregor in the UFC and stuff like that. But there's a lot of fighters that's not their bag. They're shy in front of the camera. They're socially awkward. They don't know how to speak. They don't know how to speak on the mic. Some have a very, very limited vocabulary. So with Crawford saying like the fighters need to be at the table, I don't really see how that is a solution. For me, I think boxing, there's a lot of things wrong. Corruption, bad judging, bad scorecards, and PEDs. PEDs is definitely a huge one. Getting judges who continually turn in bad scorecards. Making good fights is an issue. You know, we got a lot of issues in boxing, but I don't see how the fighters being at the table really is the solution. And again, that's because this is no disrespect to any particular fighter, but some fighters aren't even educated enough to know legalese and read contracts. Some fighters can't even read. So how they gonna read a contract and negotiate the best deal on behalf and know the terminology that's written in the contract and things like that? Like, if you wanted to be a lawyer, then you probably would have did that. If you know how to battle with your hands and fight, that's what you chose to do. So I don't really get this. Like, I can understand what Ryan Garcia was saying, because he was just basically saying we got to reimagine the sport and some things got to change. So yeah, that's true. You know, the best versus the best. But Crawford has been on this tirade about the fighters got to be at the table and stuff. I don't really see that as being the solution though. Like, what is the fighter? Let's say there's a fighter who is not educated, which there's a lot of fighters that are like that. They don't know how to speak. They can't speak eloquently. I mean, just go watch just random press conferences of boxers and tell me that they could do a TED Talk. Yeah, some of them, like Andre Ward can, you know, but he was a cerebral fighter in the ring that didn't take unnecessary punishment, and he's a very smart, articulate guy. So there's some people that could do it, but there's a lot of boxers that really can't. So again, if you're talking about fighter protection and stuff, I don't see how somebody who's not educated in the matter is going to be the best person to really go in there and negotiate and broker deals and all these things. Yes, fighter pay. There needs to be a pension plan. I mean, there's a lot of things. Taking care of fighters that have medical expenses and Pritchard Cologne, unfortunate situations. I'm all for that. So I'm pro boxer in terms of that. But Crawford keeps talking about damn, that picture is crazy. That's a nice picture. Whoever took that is clear. So Crawford keeps saying the fighters got to be at the negotiating table and stuff like that. And he's been saying this for a while. But again, what's the good if that's not your forte and you don't know what you're talking about? Now, I'm not saying that you should get with the promoter that's trying to swindle you either, but you can't be game goofy. And why would you hire and employ a team if you don't trust them? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, if Jay-Z had the Lance Rivera knife incident and he has to go to court, Jay-Z's not like the one trying to defend himself. He's trying to like he said in the song, I got a Jewish lawyer that'll eat the case. You know what I mean? Yup, it's your boy. You know, he's getting the right representation. So if you get the right representation, then it's not really an issue. I think personally, Crawford has a sour taste in his mouth from his dealings with Top Rank. So he's almost looking at it as like, we got to get the control back for us fighters. But when you look at Al Heyman, none of his guys are complaining. They got their own brands and LLCs. They got their own houses that look crazy and, you know, like mansion status and things like that. So although there are a ton of various issues that need to be tackled in boxing, Crawford's saying we have the power and y'all can't keep us and we need to be in the negotiating table. I mean, good luck with that. We'll see how it does. Because again, you need the Steven Espinosas and guys like that, because Steven Espinoza can address a room, you know, and actually talk to the crowd and speak to logistical things that I don't think fighters, for whatever reason, they don't have the experience or whatever, or the background or the savvy. A lot of fighters would not be good in that capacity. It's kind of common sense. It's like, if you go to a club, you got the big, burly, like strong dudes that can fight. They might be a bouncer because that's what they're good at. They've worked security all their life. They got their guard card and things like that. That's not necessarily going to be the person who is the entertainment or the bartender. Everybody has their own role. So that's just kind of what I think for in the sport of boxing. You have to it takes a village. It's going to take a team to make sure you're taken care of. Like, here's Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather had a great team, and he always talks about that. Every interview, he's like, I got a great team. As I put God first, like I said before, Al Heyman and the PBC, we got a hell of a company, and I got a great team. I made smart investments, right? Floyd tells you all this easy work. He tell you all the time. He not complaining like, oh, fighters need to do this, and he made the most money in the sport out of everybody. So I think Crawford's intentions are good, but him saying that the fighters got to be at the table and Oscar, you're wrong and you can't keep us, I don't know where he's really going. And I'm not saying that all promoters are good or in the best interest of the fighter, but again, you got to get with people that you can trust that are representing you in the right way. And as far as the fighters, if that is their forte, I mean, you could do like certain people in different industries and learn as much as you can on the business and then make yourself well-versed and then, maybe create or invent something, create a firm or something that looks at fighters or whatever problematic issues that you think exist in the world of boxing. So maybe that's what Terence Crawford should do. He's made great money and, these purses, allocate some of that money to whatever you think you can do, become a promoter or whatever. If you think, because Crawford keeps saying stuff, but he's not really saying the solution, at least to me. Like Terence Crawford said, Floyd Mayweather, he doesn't impart knowledge on the younger fighters and things like that. What are you talking about? I've recently seen Floyd with Robert Merriweather. I've seen him with Shakur and Keyshawn Davis. I've seen him with Devin Haney and a ton of young fighters. Kermel Moton. And Crawford saying that Floyd is not giving the knowledge and passing gems to the newer generation and stuff. So my solution, in my opinion, stands. If Crawford has all the ideas that will improve and change boxing, then he should probably invest some of his money and, create the way. And then everybody will have no chance but to follow if you come up with some innovative idea or whatever you're talking about in these tweets. Come up with these ideas that you think would benefit the fighters and methodology or whatever to keep the fighter at the table. I just don't see that. I don't see it personally happening. What is the point of having a fighter, like let's say Ruslan Provodnikov? You have him at the negotiating table, then what? He doesn't even speak English like that. So, okay, he's at the table, now what? He still needs a translator. He still can't read the contract. He still doesn't know how to interpret section 12.6.4, and he doesn't have the relationships with the networks and the venue, So I don't know. I think there's other issues in boxing that are major issues that are easier to tackle and more like you can get more aggressive with the solutions. So I don't really see how this particular problem will be resolved anytime soon with Showtime going out of business. And again, you got networks, whoever PBC decides to go to, they got network deals or their next network deal. They have expectations wherever the fights go to for PBC, they're going to have expectations and it has to meet their mission statement as well. So it's really a loaded issue, but I'll keep you guys posted. Let me know what you guys think. If you have ideas of what we could do to fix boxing, let me know how I did in this video. Best in the business, and I'm out. Introducing Super Thanks. Right here on the official Boxing Ego YouTube. Super Thanks allows you, the viewers, to show a little bit of extra gratitude, which enables me as a full-time content creator to push out the content you need in the world of boxing. Underneath all the videos, you will see a heart with the $sign in it. You can enter any amount that you find suitable as a super thanks. A brand new interactive and colorful way to get your comments highlighted and noticed by not only myself, but other people on the YouTube platform. Super thanks, a unique and cool way to show and applaud us full-time content creators. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Super thanks. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working.